Hi guys, Aussie and welcome to episode 78 of the First Star Challenge with Everton. And today we have two games against the North London clubs, away to Spurs first off, and then at home to Arsenal. Now, since last episode where we got our season underway against Crystal Palace, we've had two games and we've thrown away 2 points against Southampton, to be honest. We got off to a really bad start. You can see Ward-Prowse with a goal in the 4th minute. Schweinsteiger with two beautiful goals to get his tally underway for us, put us in front, and then Melito gave away a penalty, got himself sent off, and that was the 2-2 game. I feel like we should have won the game. We had more highlights than they did, even though the match stats look relatively even. But, you know, it was one of those games where just early and late goals cost us. Then we played Middlesbrough. Now, it looks like it was a goal fest, and in a way it was, but we were absolutely incredible in the first half. We were 4-0 up. Gomez's first goal, one of the best team goals I've ever seen. Look out for that in goals of the month at the end of the episode. 4-0 up at half-time. Calvert-Lewin came back to haunt us with a hat-trick in the second half. We were doing our best, as I said, to throw it away, but Bernard sort of won it for us, or confirmed the win in the 93rd minute. Axel Witsel, of course, our former captain, showed up at Middlesbrough as well for this year, so that's where he is. But, Calvert-Lewin, he can score. Earning the statue at Ed Goodison just in the wrong way. He would have been better off just going out with a whimper. Now, what does the league table look like? I hear you ask. Well, there we go. It looks okay, doesn't it? Not too bad early days, of course. You can see Arsenal's level with us on points. Spurs are only a few points back. And Liverpool, let's all have a laugh at that. 1 point from their first 3 games. So long may that continue. Now, a few things to catch you up on as well on the transfer front. A couple of outs. Trevoh did end up going out on loan to Sassuolo, so hopefully he'll play some football there, get some goals. Tar did end up leaving to Milan on loan. That could be permanent. We'll just see how that goes. If he leaves, he leaves. If he comes back, hopefully he'll come back happier. And Aaron Hampson, mate, we've sent you out on loan to League One MT Dons. The reason being, we have a lot of depth at striker right now, and potentially you're as good as any of them. What we want, though, is we want you to go out, score some goals, get these attributes going in the right direction, then we can look to bring you back next year and try and fit you into the team at that point. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on how you go this year, but I think a loan move away is probably best for the long-term development there. So that's all of that. The only other thing to update you up on is an injury for Canente. 4 weeks, a bit of a thigh strain there. Shouldn't be too bad, and we do have decent depth in midfield, so we should be able to get by because it's a relatively short-term injury. Now, let's go and have a look at what we're expecting from Tottenham here today. Now, you can see we are the favourites, despite being away from home. If we look at the scout report, Unai Emery, somewhat controversially, I'd say, is their manager. It's a standard playing style, balanced mentality. Now, we're actually expecting to play a lot more defensive than this. Kind of that midfield trio sort of dropped back in a little bit. So, yeah, they're showing us respect, which is good. You can see the heat map there. We might be able to get down the sides of them. We'll have to wait and see on that one. There's their passing network, and the key passes tend to be sort of in and around the penalty area. Now, this is the team that we are sending out. I should say, too, we should have the Champions League group stage draw in between the two games here as well. So it's Lafont that goes in goal. It's Taimon. It is Stark, who should be a ball-playing defender. Felipe and Kenny. We're going a little bit more defensive away from home. I think we're maybe a little bit open against Southampton. So we're going to put Berg in the DM. We're going to have Davies and Zamora in midfield. Rafinha and Richarlison down the wings. And, of course, big Zamora up top. Zamora? I was looking at that. Big Schweinsteiger up top. Zamora up top would be a story, wouldn't it? Okay, so yeah, that's how the scouts are expecting them to play. With the two blockers in midfield there, I'm wondering if we do look to exploit the flanks. Pick up where they left off. What do I want to say to this? All right, let's go with that again. That's what we used this against Southampton, and we got off to a very bad start and then weren't the best. But we'll see how we go here. Is there anything I want to change tactically? I don't think so. We should be good to go. All right. Let's see what we can do here. So far this season, we've looked really good at home, and it's a small sample size, but we really didn't look good against Southampton away. As I said, that's why Davies has done well to win that. Back to Berg. Out there for Taimon in space. Dinks one back post. It's there. It's a good save off Rafinha. Unlucky. Yeah, so, I'm really hoping for a good performance here. Being a little bit more conservative in midfield. We'll see if that works. Oh, I thought that was going to be an own goal. This is good pressure from the set pieces. We did work on defence in training this week. That second half against Middlesbrough wasn't great. Another ball in there. Again, it's just not convincingly cleared, but it is eventually cleared away. haven't had much of the ball here, which is a slight concern, but they haven't had any highlights or even shots, so it's not how much ball you have, it's what you do with it, isn't it? So far, so good here. Carlson's being just okay. We want him to mark his fullback. We'll go again with a get creative. Bit of a snooze fest, but given the way that sort of the league table's shaping up early days, an away point at Spurs I don't think would be the worst thing. We've lost a few of our link-ups, sort of our defensive duo with Tar leaving. We've sort of lost that link-up. We've lost a little bit in midfield with Witzel. We don't have those link-ups. So it's just going to take a little bit of time to get back to our best. Kenny down the line for Rafinha. What's he going to do? It's a good ball in for Zamora! Oh, he's put it past the post. It was a bit of a bad miss in the end, wasn't it? Let's give it a demand more coming into the break. Spurs have had a little bit of action there. A little spat at goal, it looks like. But that looks like it's going to be it for the half. And it hasn't been great, has it? Neither team's been particularly good. I think it's maybe a little bit of a case of both teams setting up a little bit more defensively as well. Performance was disappointing, yeah. I mean, it wasn't great, was it? So we'll go with that. I do wonder if we go a little bit more. We'll see how they come out. We might look to go a little bit more attacking. We'll just sort of feel out the start of the half here and see how it goes. Sun Hong Ming looking to get forward. This is a kickoff highlight. Can we nick that? Oh, we can, but it's nothing going to come of it. We'll give it a get creative just as the highlight starts. Harry Kane back for Ben Davies. Ericsson. They do have a lot of good players, don't they? You do wonder sometimes against Spurs, if you keep a clean sheet, that's sort of half the... I mean, I guess in any game it's half the battle, but you know what I mean? Harry Kane always seems to score against my teams, no matter what I do, no matter how old he is, no matter what club I'm playing or he's playing for, he always seems to score against me, which is really, really annoying. This is becoming a bit of a long, old highlight. Unless we nick this, we might find ourselves in a bit of trouble. I mean, it looks like we're doing okay. We've got too many men there. We need to, not all crowd around the ball, please. It's a decent ball out there. Cross comes in. It's Harry Kane. It's headed away. Oh, it's a bit of a bullet from the edge of the area, and that is not what we needed to start the second half. I just hit get creative too, didn't I? It's really annoying. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's exploit the flanks and let's be more expressive now as well. Schweinsteiger again. He played really well that one game and he hasn't done anything since. Rafinha, it's there. It's in there. Is that a penalty? Is that a penalty? Schweinsteiger back for some more. He's not going to miss that one. That's a good finish. And so Schweinsteiger again with the assist. He did that, of course, against Crystal Palace, didn't he? Not always the best in front of goal. Not that he's had that many chances. Looked like a bit of a penalty. Just go in and just get everything. And I don't even know that he got the ball. I think it might have been Harry Kane that lunged in there. But good composure in front of goal. We've equalised very, very quickly. That's what we like to see. Is the game going to open up now? Let's see. They're looking motivated. Let's give it a get creative. Here we go again. Taimon throws it in for Berg. Back for Taimon. Crossfield ball. Davies has that. Goes back for Taimon in space. Gets the cross in. Back post. It's no one there. It's Davies though. Davies. Oh, what a goal! Rafinha! He's volleyed it out of nowhere. Davies, I'm not quite sure what that header was, to be honest. Let's go back off attacking now. We might even take it off expressive as well. I don't know what that header was. It was just into Rafinha, and he had two men on him, and somehow he stuck out a leg and just absolutely bulleted it into the back of the net. Look at this. How has he done that? Keeping questionable, but we'll take that, won't we? Excellent finish from Rafinha. And suddenly we're 2-1 up. Let's give it a concentrate. Make sure that we're got our heads in the game here. Richarlison hasn't had his best game. Let's maybe look to bring Bernard on for him. Is there anything else we want to do? I don't necessarily think so right now. Kenny's not having a great game, although he's just picked up a little bit there, the match rating. Luis Felipe's not had his best game. Let's give it another concentrate. We've got work to do here defensively. Let's not do another 2-2 on the road here, guys. Come on. De Jong, too much space. Oh, I'll tell you what, that was a bullet as well, wasn't it? And not sure about that back pass back to Lafont, but he's managed to get it clear, and we're under a little bit of pressure here all of a sudden. We win that header. Again, it's De Jong on the ball, though. Eriksson to Davies. They're coming at us here, aren't they? Oh, it's a good save, and Taimon hacks it clear, but not into touch. Trippier brings it forward again. De Jong. Oh, Eriksson! Over the bar. All right, we need to just try and calm it down a little bit here, don't we? Let's lower everything down. Let's time waste. Let's be more disciplined. Just slow it down here, boys. Let's take the counter press off as well, actually. That's all good. I wonder if we drop back a little bit deeper. They are sort of going in behind us just ever so slightly, aren't they? So let's try that. I don't want to invite them on too much, but we just want to make it difficult for them where we can. There we do a praise. Coming into the end here. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Come on, boys. Let's defend this well, please. Is that Januzaj? Adnan Januzaj at Spurs. Dyer. Oh, it's a long way out from there. We don't mind him shooting from that far out, but always a little bit nervy, isn't it? Let's go defensive. Go defensive. And if we're doing that, we will need to take off. Look for the overlap because there's no one overlapping anymore. So get rid of that. There we go. All right, come on. Come on, boys. Let's see this out, please. Let's see this out. Work to do from the corner. Comes in. Lafont's there. Claims it expertly. Well done, Lafont. Hacks it clear. There is someone out there. Bernard's up there. What can he do? Gets the cross in. It's there. It's a great ball for Rafinha! Wraps up the points for us. It's 3-1. What a good counter-attacking goal that was. On very defensive as well. We shouldn't have that many players forward on very defensive. I wouldn't have thought, but that's all right. To be fair, they've come from deep. They've done really well to get there. Is that Schweinsteiger? Yeah, he's done really well to get there as well. Too many players forward, guys. That many people forward. Oh, can you imagine if that had not gone in and the keeper saves it and they go on a counter-attack? Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It went in the back of the net. That should be the game. Make sure we concentrate first a penalty. I say it should be the game. But yeah, Luis Felipe is just going to keep it interesting for us. Can Lafont make himself a hero? Harry Kane's going to score against me again, isn't he? I really dislike Harry Kane, and it's nothing to do with him in real life. It's purely a football manager thing. Come on, Lafont. Oh. Yeah, again. Once again, Harry Kane scores against me. We'll give it a concentrate if we can. We have time wasting on. It should be fine. We don't need to see that again. 15 seconds to go. Just keep it amongst yourselves here, guys. Back for Stark. Back for Ramos. For Stark. Just don't do anything silly here. So far, so good. Lafont, get rid of. There we go. Alright, just get rid now. This is getting a little bit too. There we go. Headed up. Headed back from Berg. Schweinsteiger picks it up. And when you're ready, referee, we can call this a game. Bernard goes on a bit of a run. Good tackle, but ref, when you're ready, please, mate. When you're ready. Referee. Stark wins the header. Referee. This isn't funny anymore. Referee. Jesus Christ. That should now be it. Surely, we're almost a minute over. Lafont, pull up your socks, do up your shoelace, mate. Plenty of time to waste here. And there it is. All right, that's a really, really good win on the road. A really, really good win on the road. We went behind, but we came back really, really well there. It's a shame about the second goal that we've conceded there, but I'm relatively happy with that. So we steal a narrow win. It wasn't as narrow as it looked, really, was it? It was always an element of comfort there. Rafinha's done well. 2 goals from him. And that is that. Guys, wait right there. We'll be back for the Champions League draw and then Arsenal. Okay, welcome back. It is the Champions League draw. We are seeded second for this, which is annoying because we're not league champions, so we don't get the top seed spot. Yeah, it's actually really annoying because if you look at our coefficient points, we are just short of getting in there. Yeah, but I think pot 1 is champions, isn't it? You have to be domestic champions to get into pot 1. Maybe not, because Liverpool and White City. Anyway, that's not the point, is it? Let's get rid of all the pot 1 teams because that really doesn't mean anything to us yet. And now let's see, who do we want here? Who do we want? I mean, Porto would be your dream, I think, wasn't it, as a first seed team. We can't get Liverpool. We take Milan, bring us up against Tara, of course, but we're not going to do that. We can't get Liverpool. Munich we could get. We would have liked to avoid Paris if possible. City we can't get. So can we get Porto? We don't get Porto. Juventus or Barcelona? It's Juventus. I'm sure Cristiano Ronaldo is not there anymore. Let's pause this here. Have a look at this at the next seed group of seeds here. So Leverkusen's already come out. So behind my head here, it's Marseille, it's Napoli, it's Benfica and Bâle, and of Monaco, Celtic, and Dynamo Kiev. I think you'd rather, well, obviously towards the bottom of this, wouldn't you? A Basel, a Kiev, or a Celtic would probably be the dream. You'd like to avoid Monaco, I would suggest, and probably Napoli. Benfica could be tricky as well. They can have some good players. So Napoli's gone, Benfica's gone, Monaco is gone, so we've lucked out here. We're going to get a decent team. It's Celtic. Oh, Battle of Britain. Now, of course, we played them, I think it was last year, wasn't it, in the quarterfinals, top automatic draw. So then maybe they're not going to be the easiest. Yeah, I've said that, but maybe they're not going to be easy. So Red Bull Salzburg is gone, which is neither here nor there. So behind my head, it's Sporting of Portugal. It's Spartak Moscow. It's Galatasaray. It's Olympiacos. Then we can see Shakhtar, Ajax, and Anderlecht. I don't think there's anything there to really be afraid of. Probably rather avoid Galatasaray. Probably rather avoid Ajax. So Galatasaray is gone. Olympiacos is still there. Shakhtar's gone. They could have been dangerous as well, actually. Ajax is gone. So we're going to get a decent draw. It's Spartak Moscow, the Russians. I tell you what, you look at that on paper. Let me know what you think in the comments. But Juventus isn't the worst, is it? Let's face it, as far as top seeds go. But then Celtic and Spartak Moscow, that looks very doable, doesn't it? I would hope we top that group. So to answer my own question, yes, Ronaldo is still at Juventus. I always feel like he looks like like that crazy squirrel that was viral a couple years ago. Anyway, so yeah, he is still in the team. It's quite good actually too, isn't he? Still got a bit of pace about him as well, but 38 years old now. Not the Ronaldo that we all know and love today. But let's have a look at the team we have. Well, first of all, let's have a look at what we have against Arsenal here. You can see we're the favourites for the game at home. Scout Report says they are a Pep Guardiola coached passing team with a balanced playing mentality. Data analysis here. You can see the way we're expecting them to play. Thiago Almeida, of course, for those of you following along with my Aston Villa save, we all know that name. Yeah, we can see the heat map there. Maybe to get down the sides of them. There's their passing network. The key passes. They lost their last game against Manchester United, so take all that for what it's worth. But this is the team that we're sending out. We're going with the same sort of setup we had against Spurs, because I think it worked relatively well. So Lafont in goal, Timon, Stark, Felipe, and Kenny as a back four. Berg continues. Davies is joined by Sergio Gomez in midfield. Richarlison, Rafinha down the wings, and Schweinsteiger up top. So there we go, we can see the way they're playing as expected. Having Almeida in that number 10 role is kind of why I have the DM in there for this one. Just to kind of make sure that we're not giving him too much space in there. What do we want to say? We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. Let's go with that. Some calm, we have faith. And hopefully we'll put on another good display at Everton here. Of course, at Goodison Park is what I meant. At Everton. All of our games are at Everton, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, this is another game now. Early season, we've had a couple of tough ones. Like I said at the start of the episode, these are sort of our first test. That looked like a foul. It is a foul. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken maybe 4 points before the game, a win and a draw. Having got the win in that first game, though, you really want to be winning your home games, don't you? But Arsenal obviously won't be easy, and that is straight at Lafont. A bit of pressure early on, but we've coped with that okay, and hopefully now we will kick on and go up the other end. Just kidding, we've got more defending to do. Can we win that header? We can with Davies, but... Is it Jordan Henderson? Zach looks to bend one from a country mile out, and it has gone over the bar harmlessly, which is what we like to see. They have had more of the ball. You'd expect that. He goes Rafinha! Just over the bar from him. Just a couple of sight finders so far from both teams, it looks like. Nothing really to write home about. Is this going to be the first meaningful shot? Berg back for Timon. That's a decent ball in there for Gomez for Davies. Davies! That's what he does, isn't it? Edge of the area. First goal of the year. And are we going to see a big year from Tom Davies this season? I really hope so. The one good thing, or not the one good thing, but a good thing about playing this formation means we can get him back into his box-to-box role, and that's where we've seen him in the past be absolutely devastating for us. Poor header out there, really. Gomez does really well to find him, takes a touch, goalkeeping questionable. Not the best finish from Davies, to be fair, but a finish that was good enough. As long as it's in the back of the net, it's a good finish, as far as I'm concerned, and that was a good finish. So that's good. We've got the lead. We're at home. Hopefully everything's going to work out well here for us. Felipe's on a booking, which isn't ideal. Give it a demand more here. Kenny's looking nervous. Kenny's playing ahead of Milo because we're just trying to get him sort of happy. We promised him match first team football, so we're trying to keep him happy. And then once that happens, I think we'll look to bring Milo in. Oh, can we win that? No, but we do get there with Stark. Stark as well as happy again now. I did forget to mention that when we came back here. The transfer window in Europe closed. Paris didn't come in for him, so he's happy again. So that's good. That will improve his morale and hopefully his performances. I really didn't want to lose Tar and Stark the same window. Felipe can come in for one of them. Oh, it's a good ball. Dodgy defending, though. It's still dangerous, and it's a good block from Taimon. Yeah, I mean, we have Melito now, and we have Luis Felipe. So we have options, plus Stuart Taylor as well. But I didn't want to lose sort of the two main guys from last season in the same window. That would have been a little bit much, I think. So yeah, I'm happy. Long story short, I'm happy that he's staying and that he's happy now, at least till January anyway. So we'll see if Paris come back in for him. If they do, and we've got Milito settled in, then we might look to accept a sort of a big money offer for him, try and recapture some of that Milito fee. What do we say to? I mean, it really wasn't the best first half we've ever played, was it? Things are going well. You're capable of better. That's probably sums up what we need to say, doesn't it? Need to watch your step there, mate. I don't like that he's looking nervous, old John Joe there, but we'll see what we can do. If he continues to look nervous, he's got his start now. We do have, as I said, Milito on the bench, so we might look to bring him on. Once again, Schweinsteiger has looked very, very quiet up front. I wonder if this formation and playing him in this role isn't his best. I think he's probably better. I mean, when he scored his goals against Southampton, he was playing as an advanced forward, sort of up there and running onto things, which is going to be his strength. Carlson's having a poor game as well. So I do wonder if maybe in this role we'd need... Ideally, I'd like to have a deep lying forward and someone that's a bit more creative, but we didn't really sign that sort of a striker, which is maybe a bit of a mistake in hindsight, but we'll see where we go. Who goes here? What's Schweinsteiger? Back for a Carlson. Look at him go. He's so quick. Come on, Davies. Have it, mate. Have it, Davies! He gets the double. That's one's a much better finish, though, isn't it? That was a really, really good strike. No goalkeeper stopping that, and that is much more like it. We'll throw out some praise after that. Richarlison, good run too, wasn't it? Good run. Schweinsteiger drawing the defenders away. Look at the space Tom Davies had, and that is a good finish. Much more like it. 2-0, and is that going to be enough now to get us across the line? Let's hope so anyway. That's improved Richarlison's match rating, hasn't it? Which is good to see. Pressure here, if we can get it up on high up the field here, please, guys. What's going to happen? We are closing them down, which is good to see. Keeping our shape relatively well. It's becoming a bit of a long, boring highlight with nothing happening, which means something's about to happen. It's one of these things, if you're watching the whole game, you'd think, oh, that's fine. There we go. We've won that. Stark down for Berg. Berg out for Richarlison. Richarlison back for Berg. What's he got for us? Stark. Stark looks wide. It's a good ball for Rafinha. Rafinha! Oh, it's a decent save. Could he have squared it back, though? Because Schweinsteiger was lurking. A first touch sort of square of the ball that might have done the trick there for us. A Guardiola special. Let's give it a demand more here. Rafinha isn't having a great game. Do we maybe save him for another day? We'll take him off, bring Bernard on, switch the wingers around. And I do wonder about Schweinsteiger if we need to take him off here. We'll leave it for now. We'll give him some praise. We have played quite well here. It's been a sort of a solid performance, hasn't it? We haven't had that many highlights, but I don't remember, apart from the very start of the game, I don't remember Arsenal having too much. So, yeah, I think we can be quite happy with this so far. Ball over the top. Kenny should get to that. Back for Lafont. Lafont clears it upfield. Are we going to get to that? No. Almeida, well cut out by Taimon. In for Gomez. Over the top for Schweinsteiger. Here we go. Is it going to be his first YouTube goal? No, it's not. Decent enough effort. Now, Sanderberg's looking tired. We did bring Milito in to play this role. So we'll make that change. Get some fresh legs in there. Hopefully he won't get himself sent off this time. Bernard's done his best to win that, and Rose. Is that Derek Rose? It's a regen. I say, what's Denny Rose doing up there, and what's he doing playing for Arsenal? Not the best pass back, but Lafont's handled that well. Nice ball in there for Schweinsteiger. Good tackle. It came out for Richarlison though. What's he going to do? Goes back. Just hanging on to the ball. This is good stuff. Out there for Kenny. For Milito. In for Gomez. Gomez, that's a good ball out there for Taimon, isn't it? Gomez has looked really good so far this season. Taimon runs into trouble. Almeida looks to go early. We've headed that out. Milito picks up the ball. In for Davies. It's a long, old, scrappy highlight, isn't it? Milito for Davies again. Davies, of course, on a hat-trick here. Gomez out for Taimon. Taimon driving towards goal. It's a good ball for Bernard! There we go. 3-0. Job done. Second goal of the year for Bernard. And that is a bit of a demolition of Arsenal in the end, isn't it? We'll throw some praise their way. I think we've earned that. We just kept the ball nicely. Every time they won it back, or they had a chance to break up our play, we won it back. And it's a good ball from Taimon. It's a really good finish from Bernard at the near post. Taimon looking okay, especially getting forward, isn't he? He's had a really, really good game. Tom Davies with a double. It's been almost a flashback to the golden days of was our first run to the Champions League final, I think, wasn't it? Where Davies was just immense. Him and Davy Selke just seem to be scoring for fun. But there we go. We've dismantled Arsenal in our home patch. We've looked really, really good at Goodison. 8 games so far. The 3 games we've played there, we've looked really, really good. Slightly less convincing on the road, but we got the job done against Spurs. We didn't lose against Southampton, so that's something. Good to see Tom Davies scoring goals again. And there we go. What's happening here? Looking at Felipe, Rafinha, and Richarlison for his next Brazil squad. And he's not... Conte, he's not leaving, mate. He's not leaving. Anyway, guys, that is it. Let's have a quick look at... That was the first game of the weekend, so it looks a little bit better than it is. We do have a game in hand over everybody, but... We'll take a fight. Look at Villa. Go on, boys. Villa high-flying in second, and that's actually our next game in the league, isn't it? But, guys, that's it for today. We will be back. I think Spartak Moscow at home will trust me to get the job done there. We did get Arsenal away from home in the EFL Cup. Now, that's of course, where we play the Regens named after you guys. So we'll come back for Manchester United away, which will be tough. And then Arsenal at home with the Regens. That will be even tougher. So that's all for next time, guys. Until then, Open Aussie Villain, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And here are our best goals from the opening month of August. Take care.